Well, embattled Boeing has a new CEO this morning. Kelly Ortberg is taking over starting next week. The aircraft giant lost $1.4 billion in the second quarter, and that's more than triple of what they lost last year. And we're also getting an unprecedented first look at the door plug that blew off a Boeing plane in January. This is the same flight panel that was blown off during that horrifying Alaska Airlines mid-flight.
This wasn't even the emergency door. We're at the end of the plane, so the emergency door's right there. It was just a piece of the plane.
Okay, so there was no one seated there. There was thankfully no one seated.
Joining us now to discuss CNN's Pete Muntean and CNN aerospace analyst Miles O'Brien. Pete, you were there when NTSB investigators unveiled the Boeing door plug. What was that like? Did
Kind of
anything
surreal.
surprise you?
Well, because I was in the room, and this is something I've been talking about for so long
Right.
and reporting on for so long. The first time that reporters have been able to see the door plug since it shot off the Boeing 737 MAX 9 back on January 5th. Remember, the incident left this gaping hole in the side of Alaska Airlines Flight 1282, which sparked these really big questions about Boeing's quality control. To see it, I was taken inside the NTSB's materials lab. That's where investigators have been analyzing this door over the course of months. This is the single biggest piece of evidence in this case, and reporters were actually kept behind this perimeter of blue tape on the floor because this investigation is still going on. They don't want to disturb the evidence. What was visible were the chafing marks at the top of the door. You can see them there. Those are what investigators call witness marks, and the NTSB used marks like this to say preliminarily that this door was loosely shimmying against the fuselage, the frame of that 737, for months. Also, you can see the damaged metal at the bottom of the door. Now, this is where the door plug cleared large hinges when it shot away from the plane like a shotgun. Now, what was not visible were the 4 key bolts that would have kept the door solidly on those hinges. Those should have been installed in each corner of the door. The NTSB says those bolts were removed at Boeing's factory in Renton, Washington, and simply not reinstalled. A huge oversight here, which has put Boeing under the microscope.
Right. So how rare is it, Miles, for the NTSB to give access like this? What do you make of the fact they gave this access?
Well, the NTSB at its core has a very strong ethos of sharing information with the public. It is a small agency which uses its megaphone as a way of changing things and improving safety generally. So it's kind of built into their DNA at the NTSB to share what they know with the public whenever possible. Interestingly, this comes on the heels of a Boeing executive, and I think Pete might have been there for the briefing, a Boeing executive sharing information with the public, which they weren't supposed to. The NTSB likes to share with the public, but they don't like it when anybody else on the investigative team does. So this is an opportunity to show the public what's going on and explain, in a succinct and quite visual way, what we're talking about here.
Yeah, transparency is very important. This investigation, we should note, is ongoing, Pete. So where do things stand with that?
Well, right now this investigation is still going on, and the NTSB is sort of putting out this information ahead of this huge public hearing, an investigative hearing. These are very rare. That will happen over the course of 2 days next week. So we're about to find out so much more about the status of this investigation and what investigators have found. Also, there will be parties to this investigation like Boeing. What's really interesting is that the NTSB actually has subpoena power to subpoena these witnesses to come in front of them to testify. So there is about to be a lot of fireworks here, and we're about to see just a lot more detail and information come forward in this case.
Yeah, and this is all happening, of course, as Boeing is replacing its CEO. You have the Boeing executives returning to Capitol Hill for another major hearing on flight safety, as you mentioned. And, as we all remember, the last time they were there, it got pretty tense. Let's listen to that.
I'm proud of having taken the job. I'm proud of our
this
safety record, and I am
You're proud of
very
this safety
proud
record.
of our Boeing people.
You're proud of this safety record.
I am proud of every action we have taken.
Every action you've taken.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow.
That is the outgoing Boeing CEO, we should note. So what do you expect to see when this hearing actually happens, Miles? Do you think it's going to be similar?
Yeah, well, I think that was a universally panned hearing. There's no question, and Dave Calhoun is on his way out. The new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, on paper looks like he might be a good choice. He has engineering roots. That's important. He is an outsider to Boeing. That's probably important if you want to talk about changing the culture of a corporation. And yet he is an aviation insider through and through, having run a main supplier of the avionics systems in many aircraft, Rockwell Collins, which became Collins Aerospace as it was acquired. So he understands aviation. He understands how to manage big programs. He guided through several acquisitions while he was at Rockwell Collins, a seasoned hand in the aviation business. But I will say this, Pamela, trying to change the culture in any organization is a difficult thing. An organization as big and unwieldy as Boeing, he's got a really steep learning curve ahead of him.
Yeah, his work cut out for sure. Pete Muntean, Miles O'Brien, thank you.